Boardley holding up John Stewart. The top two breaking away. John Stewart has a look on the inside, can't do it. Almost taps the tail of Boardley, diving into the turn. They turn their way now, up across the line. John Stewart tries the outside line. Can he go right round the outside of Carl Boardley? No, he can't. And John Burgoyne has a look at the inside line as well there. This could all go desperately pt2 for John Stewart now. He tries the outside line as they dive through the corner. John Burgoyne looking for a way through on the inside there. The Colt alongside the Corsa. Up across the line they come. Still John Stewart is fighting. Right round the turn now, onto the back straight. Carl Boardley hangs on to third place. Can John Stewart keep fourth, or can Burgoyne go past him? Stewart back in touch for third place as they round the turn now. Absolutely together. Boardley, Stewart, Burgoyne. They're going to go three abreast as they come across the line, and Stewart goes right round the outside. Great stuff. Right round the outside goes John Stewart. That puts him up into third place. His next target is Gary Woolsey. Here you can see him going right round the outside, diving into the turn. And there's more action after the break. Welcome back to the 2001 Can-Cams National Hot Rod Championship of the World here at Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich. There are 36 laps to go. Tom Casey leads from Gary Woolsey, and there's a great fight on for third place. That man, John Stewart, has just got himself ahead of Carl Boardley after a really tough effort, and now he's doing his level best to try and join in with the top two. Still Tom Casey it is up front, and that's the fight for fourth place now. 900 is John Burgoyne looking for a way through. Ahead of him is Carl Boardley, and the vastly experienced John Burgoyne still looking for that elusive gap. That's the race leader though, Tom Casey, with the Ford Focus, swinging his way across the line now. Accelerating his way onto the back straight in second place, Gary Woolsey, the son of Norman Woolsey, legendary hot rod champion. And Norman Woolsey himself has won this event 3 times. Well, there is his son. They come now up across the line. He's gone very, very well indeed here in the past. Now today, he's going okay, but at the moment he's not really being able to bring down the gap to Tom Casey. He was closer earlier on after we'd had a restart. If anything, he's losing touch with the leader. And that man there, John Stewart, is inching up onto the tail as they come out of the corner. The green Corsa is the one to watch. There it is, John Stewart. He's never won this event. He's come so close in the past, and he's getting ever closer now to second place. Gary Woolsey fending him off for the time being, but just look at the way that John Stewart is going with just over 30 laps to go. 32, now 31 laps to run as Tom Casey comes across the line. Ford Focus ahead of the 2 Vauxhall Corsas. John Stewart having lost time early on when he tried the outside line and got muscled down to fourth place. Well, now he's back with a vengeance and looking for second place once again. Over the line they come. The gold Corsa versus the green Corsa. Gary Woolsey versus John Stewart. Northern Ireland versus England as they come now along that back straight. Now John Stewart has got to get past Gary Woolsey as soon as is humanly possible, because for as long as he's trapped there, he's losing touch and diving through on the inside he goes. He made that look very, very easy indeed. Now whether Gary Woolsey had a problem or whether he was caught napping, I don't know, but just look at this. There's loads of room. You could get a London bus through on the inside there, and John Stewart charges through on the inside. No retaliation whatsoever from Gary Woolsey. What I was about to say was that with John Stewart being trapped behind Woolsey, he's losing touch to Tom Casey. Not anymore, he's not. He's up into second place, and Casey now being delayed by the traffic with 28 laps still to run. There is John Stewart then, charging through now up into second place, and Gary Woolsey dropping back a little bit. Just wonder whether his is a totally healthy Vauxhall Corsa. If not, it'll need a Corsa tablets, I suppose. In the meantime, John Stewart setting about the traffic and in turn looking for a way now to get onto terms with Tom Casey. There is the race leader. Swings his way now across the line. The back markers by and large being pretty well behaved here. The blue flags being very vigorously waved by Speedwell's marshals to tell them to get out of the way of the quicker drivers. That's what they're doing. There is John Stewart on the outside line. Tom Casey, the race leader, has that man, John Stewart, not only in second place but bearing down on him. It's going to be a real nail-biting finish this. 25 laps still to run. Now Tom Casey has led right the way through this race so far. Is he going to be denied? Well, as yet John Stewart hasn't got close enough to attack, but he's inching up lap by lap onto the tail. Curly Baines pulls out of the way there. Thumbs up from John Stewart to say thanks very much for letting me by. Racing room afforded to the second place driver then. The crowd here certainly getting behind John Stewart, very much the people's champion. Well, if that's going to give him another 1/10 of a second per lap, it shouldn't be long before he's right on the tail of Tom Casey. There is John Stewart, absolutely flinging the Vauxhall around now. The Ford Focus up front as they run down the back straight once again. More back markers keeping out of the way. 278 Colin Gom, 12th in 1999, gets out of the way as the leaders go by. John Stewart still being urged on by the crowd here at Vauxhall. Tom Casey, the race leader, swinging his way onto the back straight. Now, John Stewart is what, 2 lengths back? What else can he do? First of all, to catch and then pass the race leader. You heard Roy Eaton saying before the race got underway, the track is wider these days, an awful lot of effort put in by Speedway. They've done a great job of making the track wider and quicker, and the racing even better. But despite that extra width, can John Stewart find a way by? He's found a way onto terms with the race leader. Look at this, they're nose to tail with 20 laps to run, coming off the final turn. They could barely be closer now. John Stewart almost pushing Tom Casey around. Well, catching is one thing, can he get past? Down the back straight, through turn 3 and turn 4, up across the line they come now. Still the Ford fends off the Vauxhall. John Stewart looking for a way through. He's all over the back of Tom Casey like a rash now as they make their way down the back straight once again. He's tried pretty much most sides, but of course he doesn't want to do, I suppose. He's risked going off altogether. The other problem he's got is, suppose he gets past but can't pull away. That's going to give a chance to Tom Casey to pull back once again and get the lead away. Now, is John Stewart sitting there because he can't find a way by, or he's playing a waiting game? He might just be weighing up Tom Casey, seeing where Casey is strong, where he's weak, and also, of course, waiting for the traffic to intervene. They've got a whole galaxy of back markers just up the road, and that, you never know, might just help John Stewart here. Tries the outside line, coming down the back straight. You've got to say John Stewart looks the quicker, but Tom Casey giving demonstration lessons here in how to be defensive. Sits on the inside line this time. John Stewart's option, if he wants to take it, is to go right round the outside, and that's longer, and it's slower, and he can't get by. Still, Tom Casey leads as they dive into the turn. Side by side now, John Stewart levelling with him on the outside. Can't get past. And just look up ahead because the traffic is getting closer. Out of turn 2, onto the back straight they go, nose to tail. Ford Focus versus Vauxhall, Tom Casey versus John Stewart. The man from Northern Ireland versus the man from England, and John Stewart has a look on the inside as they come across the line, but Tom Casey defends. Remember, these cars, they cost round about £25,000 to £30,000 each. They kick out 270 brake horsepower. And this is exemplary non-contact racing. Despite the speeds, despite the closeness of the track and the cars to one another, nobody has really touched anybody else race long. If you come from oval racing into long circuit racing, you're very good. Evinced by Ian McCullough Jr., for example, former world hot rod champion, now racing in the European Le Mans Series. And this is a great way to cut your teeth on close racing and absolutely magnificent car control. And you're seeing it from Casey and Stewart, who are side by side with 3 back markers ahead. Neil Stimson, the first of them to be negotiated. Stimson having dropped back a little bit in the points chart after his engine blew at Hensford earlier on in the year. He keeps to one side as the leaders go by. John Stewart almost hidden now under the rear wing of Casey's car. Round they go onto the back straight. 11 more laps to run. It's getting very, very close indeed. Now here's Tom Casey just sitting there now in the right place to fend off John Stewart. Has he got anything in reserve, or is he really struggling to keep Stewart at bay? His main problem, I suppose, now is the traffic. Diving through on the inside, more back markers to be negotiated there. Down the back straight they come, still Casey versus Stewart. Up across the line now, blue flag shown to the back markers, 9 more laps to run. Behind them, third is Gary Woolsey, and he's being caught by Jock Burgoyne. In fact, they're nose to tail for third and fourth. Burgoyne ahead now of Carl Boardley, and they are absolutely together for third place. Great battle behind these two for the lead as well. Just look at John Stewart go. How much closer can he get into the back of Tom Casey? They might as well get into one car and save on tyre wear. Through turn 1, onto the back straight they go. Casey versus Stewart. Still John looks for a way by. Still Tom Casey has the answer. 8 laps to run. That's going to become 7. It is. They cross the line now. Another back marker. That's Hans Frey once again giving plenty of coverage. He keeps out of the way. We've seen him spinning. We've seen him doing odd things in this race. No problems this time. He keeps out of the way of the top 2. The dust kicked up as they come down towards turn 4. It's getting very, very busy and very, very tense indeed. 6 more laps to run. The cars now make the run down the back straight. The race leader still is Tom Casey, and John Stewart has tried just about everything. They've got back markers ahead of them still. They need to be negotiated now as they make their way through turn 1. Onto the back straight ahead of them in 3.16 is Robin Pickett. And Tom Casey has got John Stewart behind him. Again, John having a look perhaps on the inside, coming into that final corner. Can't do it. Keep your eye on the lap countdown. 5 it says. Now 4. 4 more laps to run. It's still Casey ahead of Stewart. And that's Pickett getting it all wrong. And Casey clips him and Stewart goes by. Fantastic. John Stewart leads. They're side by side down the back straight with 4 more laps to go. John Stewart leads the National Hot Rod World Championship, and this is how it happened. Tom Casey gets delayed by a sideways Robin Pickett. There's a clip from the back of John Stewart. Then he muscles past as well. It wasn't deliberate. Robin Pickett was sideways. Casey was held up. Stewart clipped him. As Tom Casey flung the car back on the racing line, there was another glance from John Stewart. It certainly wasn't deliberate, but John Stewart leads with 3 more laps to run now. Can Tom Casey go back ahead? What a fantastic race. John Stewart wide into the corner there. Tom Casey had a look on the inside, couldn't really capitalise on that. They've still got traffic to worry about. 2 more laps to go as they come across the line now. Through they come, making the run down the back straight. They lap Norman Woolsey, 3 times the winner of this event, now having the indignity of being lapped. John Stewart comes through now though, with 1 more lap to run. Is it going to be John Stewart's year? The answer seemingly now is yes. He makes his way down the back straight. He started his career in Bangors in 1969. In the past, he's won the British Championship, the NHRPA Championship, the National Championship, and today he wins the World Championship as well. John Stewart comes across the line to win the 2001 Kent Cam's National Hot Rod Championship of the World in an absolutely fantastic race. The last few nail-biting laps sought out a winner in the person of John Stewart ahead of Tom Casey. Third goes to Jock Burgoyne ahead of Gary Woolsey. A reversal between them near the end, and Carl Boardley coming through to take 5th place. An absolutely stunning race, and John Stewart is the man of the day. He's worked so hard over the years to win this, and some people were predicting that although this was his best chance, it may well have been his last chance. If he didn't win it this year, he may well not return to try again. Well, they don't have to worry, because John Stewart has won it, and let's hope he's back next season to defend his crown. There is the race winner, John Stewart. Very happy indeed. You can detect the grin, can't you? Even inside the car, even under the crash helmet. Thumbs up from the other drivers. Big cheers from the crowd right the way around his slowing down lap here. And John Stewart now will pull the car off the circuit. He will make his way to victory lane, ready for the podium. The Speedwith officials, the rest of the drivers, the National Hot Rod world, all very happy for John Stewart. After so many years of trying, it's all come good for him today. And what a result. It didn't really look as though it was going to be his race, did it? Tom Casey seemed to have the answer right the way through that. A tremendous drive by Tom Casey, but John Stewart had the pace, that was for sure. Had Robin Pickett not got sideways, it could have been a totally different story. But I don't suppose John Stewart minds how it happened, just that it did. Out of the car he gets. And a very popular winner. John Stewart then victorious here in the National Hot Rod Championship of the World. Confirmation of the results. Stewart from Tom Casey with Jock Burgoyne in 3rd place. 4th, Gary Woolsey ahead of Carl Boardley. Shane Bretton finishing 6th ahead of Bentley, Martin Blackman and Charlie Wheeler. Second time in his career then, Tom Casey finishes 2nd in the National Hot Rod Championship of the World. And he's going to be very determined indeed to go one better next season. Tom Casey 2nd then here, but no doubt about the winner. That is John Stewart.
Get him up here, 175, John Stewart!
And a tremendous cheer for the race winner. There he is, John Stewart, onto the podium to receive the trophy, to receive the garland, to receive the champagne as well. John Stewart wins the Hot Rod Championship of the World here at Ipswich Stadium. An absolutely fantastic race and a great drive by John Stewart. A very happy man indeed. The lap of honour underway. And this a chance for John Stewart's legion of fans here at Foxhall to give him the reception that he deserves. An absolutely fantastic race, and John Stewart the race winner. You've got to feel sorry for Tom Casey. He worked so hard, but in the last few laps it wasn't to be. Great action we've had here at Foxhall. The National Hot Rod Championship of the World is won by 175 John Stewart.